Uh, this is the second time we meet in this workshop. This is the second meeting, official meeting of the workshop. We had held several meetings. You and I had talked several times on the phone, Mr. Ibrahim. I talked with some also students, activists, Dr. Lutfia from Malaysia, and Ahmed, and many others. We have several conversations. Yes, what we have done since then, last meeting, we agreed that we will start some sort of communication. And as I explained already in the message to the participants, that some letters have been sent out from Impact platform. And we have received some, I'm not saying that we've done anything that's like so major milestone or anything. It's just we are starting on the right track because we've received a letter from the parliament member of the European Parliament member, Frau Delere, whom I sent a message to her explaining what we have discussed in the workshop and the problem that we have. And she had forwarded the message to another lady in the European Parliament who is in charge of the education projects. And we're hoping that this can move. And I don't know how many of the participants here have read the email that was sent on behalf of the workshop to the SPD party and the officials here in Germany. We can go over that later on when we discuss in Arabic our next steps, because to plan the next step, you have to go through the first one that you did and see what you do further on. From your side, Ibrahim, you've been busy in the UK trying to sort out things, and I would like to hear from you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Muhammad, and I thank all the participants and specifically Dr. Lotfia and everybody else in this meeting. And I hope that we take some drastic steps. The thing is that we've been waiting for the press statements from all the students' unions. We didn't receive anything since last week. This is one thing. We approached a few organizations here in the UK and outside the UK, in Europe, trying to ask them if they can, as lawyers, if they can take part in a non, let's say, paying case to help the students. Some of them are, some of these organizations are NGOs, which are being funded, you know, from the public domain, and some of them are private. The last meeting I had was with two Yemeni lawyers yesterday here in the UK. We met at home and we discussed this. They said we need something in our hands so we can understand the case, because they said your approach to the NGOs and so on and so forth, it's going to be a bit difficult because you don't present them with the basis of the case. They need evidence. They need things at least that will help them or motivate them to make a decision either to take the case or not to take the case. So I said then my work all week and my consultations, and it was not in the right direction. They said no, like they said, like now we are talking to you, we need something in our hands. Give us all the details, or at least some of the details, so we can base our decision if we can take this case or not. So now I go back to the students, and I was checking the email, the one you set up, Dr. Muhammad, over a week now, and the participation of the students, it's at its minimum. We don't need to talk. We need to talk less and do more. And I expect this from our brothers and sisters as students. And I insist and I confirm the issue related to the press statement being sent out by the Higher Education Ministry is not related to our work. It has nothing to do with it, and the students should not be afraid. should not be turned back about taking part in their legal and rights that's been provided by the constitution and the Yemeni law.
Well, thank you very much, Ibrahim. I did expect a lot more also from the side of the students. As I was explaining earlier to my son Ahmed, we actually have other things to do. Running into this project and trying to tackle the issue of the problems of our beloved students everywhere is something that we want to do, but we cannot do without the real participation of the students themselves. If they don't see the situation is not really dire and they don't need a solution now, then we will be there. If they need, whenever they need us, they can contact us. But we can just cease our project and stop, because until now we don't have what we were promised. I haven't received any contacts, any names. They've told us about a lawsuit that was filed against the Higher Education Ministry. And you have sent an email specifically asking for the documents that talks about this, or the papers that back up this thing. There are a lot of things the students have to do themselves. We cannot really do their part of the work. We are here to help if we can. And we have no interest in doing this. The minute that there is a solution in the horizon, Impact Platform will step out and the students will find a way to use whatever comes from this workshop. Let's say I have set the target goal for $14.5 million that should be supplied to the students to solve the issue of the deficit. I think any less amount than that will not solve the problem. It will just maybe give some remedies, but it will not put a solid solution for the problem and make it go forward correct. Now, workshops, but for now, we want to concentrate on the students, and I would like for Dr. Lutfia, because she had contacted me several times and we had conversations, lengthy conversations about what could be done. I would like to have her as my co-pilot in running this show when it comes to the students. And we will also hear from all these students and see what other ideas they can bring forward to the table that we can proceed with our activities. If you want to add anything, Ibrahim, before we conclude the English part of this, because before we conclude it, I would like also to send some thank you notes to some of my friends in the SPD party here in Germany. So I'll give you the microphone once more in English before we switch to Arabic in a minute.
Thank you, Doctor. As I said, and I insist in this issue, that the work should be not only in one side, it should be in both sides, whether the students and our side. We are here to back them up and to help them to the best possible way we can, whether through the local, the governments where we are residing, or with the NGOs or with the contacts. For example, I'll give the students an example. Dr. Muhammad Al-Ba'dani, he just joined us here in this meeting. He heard about this issue last week, and he said, I am full behind this issue. I will come with you guys to support the students. There is a lots of support from individuals and organizations. The students need to step up. They need to give us what we need so we can push forward. This is an example. And Dr. Lutfia, as you mentioned, Dr. Muhammad as well, she is there. She stepped up, and the students need to do their part. So I insist in this case, we should work together. We cannot just rely on one side that they will do everything. This is the thing that we need to change in our minds. And we talk less and we do more. Thank you. That's all I want to say.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim. I will hold on thanking my SPD partners and friends here in Germany, because it is still, all I have seen so far is an email replying that's saying, okay, we will do something. But until now, I haven't really received any accurate confirmation that they will move the file forward. The thing is, my ultimate goal is that the problem could be solved within 1 or 2 months maximum. So if we do not receive accurate thing from the people that are already showing us the interest that they will do something, then we might have to think to like escalate it a little bit higher. Again, thanks again, and now we can go to Arabic.